guys, Jordan says hi. I brought Jordan home with me and thought that when I'm reading stories to you, he could sit with us so that you can have a little piece of the classroom with you as you see it. I'm also going to take pictures of Jordan doing different things and put them on Scholastic, just something fun. I would challenge you to take one of your favorite toys, whether it's a stuffed animal or an action figure, and get your families to take pictures of that and you doing different things, and then submit those to me. You could write a quick little story, a summary of what your toy is doing, and share those either through Scholastic or just through my regular email or text. It'd be lots of fun, a way for us to keep writing, and it'd be fun for us. I brought home some of these stories to share with you when we're out. They're the A to Z mysteries, and there's one for every letter of the alphabet. I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going to choose ones that look interesting to me, and then I'll read them out loud. They're not too thick so that we can get through them fairly quickly. I'll read a little bit on some days, and I'll upload them on Scholastic or send your families a link to it. This one is H is for Haunted. All of the stories have the same three main characters. They're Dink, Josh, and Ruth Ann. These three little kids solve the different mysteries, and they're always going to have them as part of the story, and it's always going to take place in the same town called Green Lawn. All of the stories have this map of Green Lawn. It shows all the different areas of Green Lawn, the roads around it. All the stories have this map in there as well. This one is H is for Haunted, and it's the synopsis, the summary of what the whole story is going to be about is called A Ghost Has Checked into the Shangri-La Hotel. It's almost Halloween, and reports of strange sounds and even stranger sights are coming from Green Lawn's only hotel. Every day, more and more ghosts Miss Mallory messed up. Let's try that again. Every day, more and more guests are being scared away. Everyone else is getting scared too. Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose must figure out what's going on and catch the ghost before Green Lawn turns into a ghost town. So we're going to read about this and see if there's really a ghost in the hotel, if it's a Halloween prank, or what's going on. But the three kids always solve the mystery. Chapter 1. Oh my gosh, Dink cried. There's a ghost in Green Lawn. Donald David Duncan, or Dink to his friends, was reading the Sunday newspaper on his living room floor. Josh was sprawled on the sofa. He was using raisins to teach Dink's guinea pig, Loretta, to do math. I didn't know that guinea pigs could be doing math. Who knew? Loretta gobbled up one of the raisins. If there's a picture, I will show you. He's down here with the newspaper. You see him up here. He's got Loretta right here, and he's feeding her some raisins. And then there's Ruth Ann over there. Loretta, Josh scolded, if you keep eating all the raisins, you'll never learn to add. Ruth Rose was doing the crossword puzzle. Maybe she's trying to teach you to subtract, Joshua, she said. Josh tossed a raisin at her. I'm serious, you guys, Dink said. He poked his finger at the Green Lawn Gazette's front page. Come here and read this. Ruth Rose glanced at the newspaper. Hey, that's Mr. Linkletter, she yelled. Josh put Loretta in her cage and read the headline over Dink's shoulder. Haunted Hotel, Ghost Scares Away Shangri-La Guest. See, I told you, Dink said. Josh grinned. You don't really believe in that stuff, do you? I'll bet it's a Halloween joke or something. Yeah, well, Mr. Linkletter looks pretty unhappy in this picture, Dink said, and he never tells jokes. Besides, Halloween isn't for 2 more weeks, Ruth Rose added. Josh snorted. Well, I don't believe in ghosts. They're not real, and I won't believe in them till I see one with my own eyes. Listen to this, Dink said, reading from the paper. Guests report seeing a ghost floating down the hall at midnight. It was carrying a silver sword. Josh snorted again. Ghosts don't carry swords, he said. Ruth Rose reached for her jacket. Why don't we go to the hotel and see for ourselves? Great idea, Dink said, pulling on his sneakers. Josh let out a big sigh. Okay, guys, I'm only coming to prove that I'm right. There are no ghosts. The kids left Dink's house and headed around Silver Circle. A bunch of kids were playing soccer at the elementary school. Their noses were pink, and Dink could see their breath. The trees surrounding the playing field had turned red and gold. I'm going to pause there for a minute. We've been talking about how to set a scene when you are doing your writing. The author is setting a scene, a setting right then. The setting isn't just where, but it's also when. This has given us clues to when this has taken place. It says that they could see their breath in the air and that the trees were turning red and gold. So from that, we know the when. We know that it has to be cold outside if they're seeing their breath, and trees usually just turn colors in the fall. So we know that the author has set the scene, made the setting clear to us, the when, as telling us it's fall with those details. You don't always just come out and say it was fall and it was cold. You can give details like that. They give the same information, but it's more interesting to read. On Main Street, a long banner hung between two telephone poles. Big letters spelled out the words, "Green Lawn welcomes you to Foliage Week, October 13th through 20th. Come see our colors." It said Foliage Week. What's foliage? Maybe you could look in a dictionary or find from your parents what foliage is. Foliage. Okay, back to reading. The kids stopped across the street from the Shangri-La Hotel. "Look," Dink said. People lugging suitcases were streaming out of the hotel. One woman was still wearing her slippers. They were pink and floppy with funny floppy bunny ears. A newspaper reporter was trying to interview people as they left the hotel. "Hello, sir," she said. "I'm Linda Gomez from the Green Lawn Gazette. What's your reaction to the hotel ghost?" "No comment," the man snapped, and he hurried away. "Let's get her to interview us," Josh whispered. "Maybe we'll get our names in the paper." And here they are all flying out. Here's the reporter trying to interview the man, and he says no. And here's the lady with those floppy slippers and everything on, trying to run away too. People must be really scared if they're running out in their slippers and just going away. "We don't know anything yet," Dink said. "Come on, let's find Mr. Linkletter." The kids crossed the street and squeezed through the crowded doorway. Inside, Mr. Linkletter was standing behind the front desk, listening to a man and a woman. "And we demand our money back," the woman was saying. "We came here to see the autumn leaves, not to be frightened by ghosts." Mr. Linkletter sighed. Dink noticed that his hair was mussed and his eyes were red. "Of course, Miss Carruthers," he said, "you'll get a full refund for the entire week. I'm so sorry for this trouble. We've never had ghosts at the Shangri-La." Dragging their suitcases, the couple hurried past the kids and shoved through the doors. "Boy, they looked mad," Josh said. "Let's go talk to Mr. Linkletter," Dink said. Just then, the phone rang. Mr. Linkletter turned to answer it. "Wait, there's Livy," Ruth Rose said. "I wonder if she knows anything." Livy Nugent was vacuuming the carpet near the elevators. She wore a white uniform with a dark blue apron. "Hi, Livy," Ruth Rose said. Livy smiled and switched off the vacuum. "Ruth Rose, the last time I saw you, there was a kidnapping at the hotel. Now we've got a ghost." "We read about it in the newspaper," Ruth Rose said. "Is it true?" "The guests sure think so," Livy said. "This place has been a madhouse since Friday night, our biggest week of the year, and the guests are just running out the door." Josh smirked. "Does the ghost say boo and jump out at people?" "Oh." "Josh doesn't believe in ghosts," Ruth Rose said. "Do you?" Livy asked her. Ruth Rose shrugged. "I don't know, but something's scaring the people away." "Did you see the ghost?" Dink asked her. Livy shook her head. "No, I'd better not. When ghosts show up, I'm out of here." Just then, Mr. Linkletter hung up the phone and walked over. "Miss Nugent, please continue with your work," he said to Livy. Then he turned to the children. "What can I do for you?" "We read about the ghost," Dink said. Josh just rolled his eyes. Okay, there they are talking to Livy. And is Mr. Linkletter behind the desk, and people just taking their suitcases and leaving. Look at that man's face. You can tell that he's not very happy. And we saw all the people leaving, Ruth Rose said. Mr. Linkletter's sad eyes surveyed the lobby. All the guests had left, and the place was empty. Mr. Linkletter said, yes, apparently a ghost is scaring away our guest, he said. Maybe we can help, Dink said. Remember how we found Wallace when you thought she was kidnapped? I'll never forget, Mr. Linkletter said. He looked at the 3 kids. His thin mustache twitched. His sad eyes squinted. Finally said, follow me, please. He turned and marched away. Okay, that's the end of chapter 1. I will record some more and upload them so that you can keep reading the book out loud with me. So remember, I've challenged you to take a toy. It doesn't matter if it's a stuffed animal, an action figure, even a car, truck, whatever. Take a toy and then take a picture with you in it doing something different. It could be in your house. It could be in your yard. It could be somewhere close. Just doing something, and then write me just a brief little summary of what you and the toy were doing. Some of you say you don't play with toys, but I know you still have like Pokemon, and you have different things. You have the little, I can't think of the names of them right now, the little battle things that you have. I know some of you play games, your video games online. You can even take a picture of you in your video game and just write me a quick little paragraph or so about what happened either in your game or what you and your toy are doing. Remember, I have the best, so I expect the best. This isn't a time for us to not use what we have. You guys are super smart, and we're going to keep building on that. So until next time that I send a video, remember that I miss you and I love you. Please be kind to your families and to each other, and make sure you wash your hands. Wash your hands over and over and over. I want you all to stay safe and healthy. Bye.